Look at this Puma by Palomino travel trailer. So let's see what we got. Hey, I guess we got some leaks here. Oh yeah, look at there. Yep. Got a couple of holes here. I think this was the antenna. That's what it was right there. We patched that. Had some problems here. All the gooey and caulking on here. And I really don't like this insert trim. This is why. Look at all that stuff in there. It all gets in there. You know, screws all rusted out. Look at all the debris in there. Look at all. Wow. Looks like, what are they, those, what do they call those bugs? Cicadas or something? Those bugs that leave all those shells. And that is a mess. So, this is just cheap old rubber roof. Cheap old rubber roof. That's all it is. So obviously we're going to be putting curbs up on all of this stuff here. And we got a new awning going on here. This one's already ripped. We already got that in stock. Or ordered in stock, put it that way. So, yeah. And with Dicor, or the camping industry, what they want you to do is go around and keep putting more on, more on, more on. That's what they want you to do, and it never works. So once this gets fractured, I don't know the actual composition of the Dicor stuff, but to me, what it looks like is butyl with like a latex to it. That's what it looks like. So, and what happens is it gets dried out. See all those little cracks in there? That's why they want you to put more on. Charge like $12 a tube for that stuff. Man, that is outrageous. It isn't worth $2 a tube. A quick tip, if it says RV this, RV that, don't buy it. Don't buy it. It's just not worth it. And this Dicor is made by Carlisle Syntec. And Carlisle Syntec is a good company. Carlisle Syntec makes big commercial roofs membrane. And we've used a lot of it. It's a great product. But they make an actual lap sealant for it's a commercial grade, but Dicor doesn't want you to use it. They want you to use this trash right here. But Carlisle won't warranty this. They don't warranty that at all. Let's see, we got a little bit of right there. See, there's nothing up underneath there. Yeah. Even though I cut that little bit off, it still is getting in there. You can see all the cracking right here. Still a cracking right there. Moisture is going to get in there. So when the moisture gets in there, especially on cold weather, we'll say moisture gets in there, it's going to freeze, and then it'll open it up. When it thaws, it'll freeze again. It's got a freeze-thaw effect. So now when the water gets in there, the moisture, and it freezes, it'll get bigger because the ice expands, right? Water expands when it freezes, and it turns into ice, and then that'll get bigger, and then it'll thaw out. Water will get out, and then more moisture gets in there. It'll get bigger the next time, bigger the next time, and that's what they want you to do. Keep going around, dolling this up, putting it down there. But the only ones who put more on is a moron. There's something wrong with that, you know. And I say that jokingly because I think it's kind of funny. But you know, folks don't know about roofs, and all the RV industry is doing is exploiting people's lack of knowledge of roofs and going, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what we do. And all they want to do is make sure it's designed to fail, so you can go buy another one. So if you look at this roof, this is how you know these roofs are at failure. Get down. See how I call that eggshelling? See how it's all cracked like a hard-boiled egg when you go to crack the shell? That's called egg. I call it eggshelling. Some people call it spidering, but that's what it is. So this thing is already seen its life. So and then even on here, you got to make sure this stays caulked really well. A lot of them don't do this. All they do is put butyl on here. Then water will get down inside, and when it does, and there's no protection on here, you can see the fracturing right here on this edge. See it? You can see it all the way along, and I haven't even gone down there yet. Look at that one there, and there. So there's probably, if anything, there's probably some tape in here. Dull X-Acto knife. I'll do this left-handed. Cut my fingers off. Maybe some tape under here. That's about all they use. Like, you know, duct tape or something. That's what it is. Silver duct tape. That's it. That's all they use to try to protect that edge. That's crazy. So we're going to be putting a protective strip on. It'll be the same material as the roofing. The roofing comes 10 foot wide. It's commercial grade. So this coach isn't 10 foot wide. So the leftovers we have, we cut them up into protective strips, and we'll go over where the decking laps together, where it comes together, and also along the edge, and also along the back, and along the front. So everything's all protected. The main roofing is all protected. So here's this here. We've got some better insert trim than this junk. This is all those rusty screws. So obviously moisture got in here, right? If they're all rusty like that. So you see all the debris. No, this stuff doesn't work at all. We use the product that we use, snaps in that track. You see the track down there? It'll snap inside it and outside it. It'll snap in, so it'll keep all the water out. And antennas, I'll make a boot for this so it'll sit up on there. I don't know if we'll change that antenna. It's all rusty, but if not, maybe we'll try cleaning it up a little bit, get some of it off of there. You can see a leak right there. See it? That's a leak right there in that pine. Put more on, and if you think about it, if this really worked, and you put more on, and we say you built it up another, I don't know, 3/16 of an inch, then you put some more on, and then you put more on, and you keep putting more on. Next thing you know, you're gonna have a moat all around this thing. The water will get trapped inside there, and it won't be able to get out. So it's just not a good. It's not a good design. This all they do is they want to get them built, get them out, get them sold. So we got some cracks right here. So that's all fractured. You can see another one right here. You can see another one right here, here. So we'll replace this lens. Same thing here. Got some fracturing right there. And again, we'll be replacing that boot. So just kind of give you an idea. The deck overall, from what I can feel, feels solid. This is the other reason I hate rubber roofs. Look at that. Man, that's just a mess. You put a good TPO roof on there, you're not going to have that problem. You go to wash this, all that residue would come right down. So you'd have to have someone over here spraying it as this stuff is coming down so it doesn't streak the finish of this coach, you know, or this camper. I call everything a coach. But probably, you know, we'll go around and check some of this stuff here, and any vulnerable spots we'll try and check out if we can see them that look like an issue, and we'll get them done, especially if they're in our face. We'll go around, check the lights. Obviously we'll be taking this all off of here, or at least down to there. We lean it back so we can do our work. We don't take the whole thing off. And then like I said, maybe check around the windows and stuff. We just want to make sure everything's nice and tight and sealed well. So now on this, see the water gets in here, and it's going to travel down here, and it's going to get stuck in here. It's got to go somewhere. Okay, it's got to go somewhere. So more than likely, it'll come down. You can see all this water staining right here. So hopefully this corner isn't rotted out. We've opened some up, and these corners have been so rotted from this. This actually looks a little drier, and there isn't as much debris in there. But you can see something's been in even on that edge, and that was tucked up underneath there. So and then I'll have to do the same here. All this got to go. This is just terrible stuff. So we'll take all that junk out of there. That's for sure. So, and then we'll take this here. Probably end up cutting this back a little bit like that so the water can flow without getting stuck in there. And that's about us so far. So this is a little Puma. This one came from North Carolina. This is our North Carolina Puma. And coaches come from all over the place. So these videos we put together for the owner to kind of take a look at, and even some other folks who want to come in and bring their coaches in. But they're really not a DIY video. We didn't put them together that way. If you get some tips out of it, that's great, but they're not really intended for that purpose. But if you have any questions, then you can always just put a comment on the video. I try to reply to them pretty quickly, usually at the end of the day if I can. By the time I wind down, sometimes while I'm eating dinner, or you know, but then we'll help you out if you had a situation. But we try to go over some of the products we use. Everything we use is all commercial. Every bit of what we do is all commercial work. Meaning, you know, it's also commercial grade products. So, all right. So now the next step: take this off, peel this all back, see what we got going on, disconnect the AC, and then try to get a roof on this thing. All right. We got a little bit of wetness in here.
So. Well, I say ductwork, probably half
wet.
of it. Look,
take it out.
just boxed off right there.
Yeah, man, that stuff is wet. So we're going to take this out. This is rotted. This piece was all rotted, all in this corner from the antenna. And wow, you can smell it. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision. That is bad. we're gonna take all this out. We're gonna let it dry. Take all that out, let it dry. Spray it down with mold kill. When it dries, spray it down again with mold kill, and that'll get us. So those wires are good right there.
A little dampness down at the bar.
See that right there? Let's get a ferrule in here. Yeah, bushing. And that one. And check them all. So pop all this loose all the way down. Pop it loose all the way down. Check, make sure we don't need bushings in there for those ferrules. Hold that back for me. Let's see if this wire is compromised. Oh yeah. I wish I'd see if I can get the camera in there. This is why we do this. I don't know if you can see that. See that right there? You can see that rust on there? We're in a hole in it. I'm going back and forth. That's why we do them. So we'll check the rest of them. Okay. We'll put them all in. That's what we're going to do.
We'll probably want to redash it,
well, we'll find out. If we have to, we have to. But we want to see what's going on with it. But we'll. That's where we're at right now. We popped all these loose. Get your back corner right here. Yeah, this one here. See if I can get that to turn for you. See if I can get a close up. Yeah, that's already compromised. These are sharp in there. They only take the, instead of that little red head. Now we pop in there. There it is. Ta-da! Problem solved. That's the end of that. So we went along and checked them all. Lifted the other side up as well. A couple more down here. But that's what we're doing. We're just checking all that. And then see what we got over here on this. We got our mold kill on here. Just looks like it's that's just sheathing right there. But did you already give this another layer? Another soaking? But what we always do, we always give them 2 applications. Makes me feel better. This stuff is really good, real expensive. It's called Comprobium, and it the science behind it, from what I've researched, when this product cures, it suffocates the mold molecules and kills them. So we'll get another one in here before we close this up, and that's us so far. So trying to get it prepped, but it's going to have to dry out. Except we'll replace whatever we need to replace for insulation for sure. And then getting rid of this antenna anyways. Those are always a problem. They're very problematic. A lot of times they run down the wire. As you see the wire from where the crank comes up, there's a wire that loops back down. I've showed that before in a lot of videos. I probably even showed it on this one, I don't know. But that's usually where they start leaking, and then they start causing all these problems, right? So, all right, upward and onward. This is the antenna. The wire right here. The wire will get down to this boot right there. Water will trickle down into there, and then it gets down into the roof deck. That's how it rotted that one out. So if you have one of these, you want to check that. Just pull this boot up. When you pull the boot up like that, see how it goes right down in there? That goes right down into the coach. So you want to load that up, push this down. I'd even put some up inside the boot here and make sure it's tight. This is what we got so far. We went back and stapled all along all these trusses, refastened the roof deck. Roof deck just looked kind of sour, so we're just going to throw this skin on here. We're just stapling this down. It doesn't need to be glued down. It's just more of a smooth substrate for the roofing to lay. You can see we got all this mess over here. We're getting fresh insulation in it. This is where all the bad wood was. We'll put a new connector on that antenna wire. That's what he was showing me. But yeah, if you have to, we got connectors for those. And then, but that's where we're at right now. So everything's getting all restapled and fastened down. And then, like you said, all this is getting tacked. So we're going to try and get some roofing on here real soon. But that other, it was just so squirrely that I just said the heck with it. It just makes a nice, smoother transition on there. So we've done some of them where we've gone right over this. But some of them that look really bad, and if there's something wrong with them, then I'll just, I want it to look good. I want it to last. I want it to stay down and everything. But that's where we're at so far. So we'll be back with more. All right, we're making some progress. That's what we got so far. So we redecked it. It's just a thin layer on there. So what we're doing now is anything that just doesn't seem right or seem like it just didn't marry right, then because some of that OSB, it kind of swells over time and it's not always flat and smooth. What we're doing now is we go over all the joints. Want to make sure it's as nice as we can make it. And then, we staple the bejesus out of this thing here. So that's going to be more than enough. That's all you need. like I explained before, on some of the other ones I'll glue them down, but you have that big OSB underneath there, it'll take. If it was a regular 1/8 inch like this is, I wouldn't have done that, I would have glued it. Because you can't staple really this to 1/8 inch, it's not gonna hold. So, but that's what we're doing here, just getting it all cleaned up. And we'll put the strips on here, our protective strips. And then some of the strips that you may see are probably going to be a different color because I had some remnants from the bighorn, and that was a dark brown. So you may see some darker colors on here perhaps, you know. But it's all the same product. You see the roofing comes in 10-foot widths. So all I do is just slit down the strips. I make little strips out of them, all the remnants that hang off, because this isn't 10-foot wide. So I got roughly about 2 foot extra. And what I do is I make 3-inch strips out of them, and then we put them over here on the joints, this joint in particular, and then we'll put them on the edge because I want to protect it from this here. That's all they use is duct tape. That's crazy. But anyhow, I want to protect the main roofing right there, so when this thing racks and flexes, it's not chafing the main roof. So that's what we're doing here, just kind of cleaning everything up over here. Here we've got all this. This is the driver's side. We've got it all glued. The passenger side is already glued, rolled, and everything. So now we're just waiting for this to flash off. You can see all the protective strips we got in here. So once all that flashes off, we'll roll this other side down. Here she rolls. Trying to get that wire pulled through. What we do is go over it with the balance roller. Now we just take this, what I call my balance roller. Whoop, a little shaky there. Let me back off that. Maybe it'll focus in. There we go. We just take this balance roller. Then we just pre-tack it, so to speak. That's what it does. And we take the big Mamu and we'll go over it with her. I think that's about 110 pounds. That roller. Alright, so now what we're doing is going over it with this big heavy roller. Make sure it is down tight. Down nice and tight. Just squash it down. We're going to go over the whole thing, and now we're ready to get the curbs on here and start welding. Get the turn bar on, gutter rails, awning rails, and that's the 110 pound roller right there. Alright, so we got the curbs all welded in, got all those welded in, and now we're starting to put the turn bar on the side. Obviously you see the roof is down, that's what we're working on now. And then, so we're going to be done with this. Next clip will probably be done. And nothing else, they're not getting an antenna or anything like that, so we'll just put some markers on it for them in case down the road they want to put them on. Just a radio antenna, I guess. So that's us so far. We are done. All set. Got 2 strikes of caulking down the side here. We replaced all the insert trim. We replaced all of that. That was just a snap-in kind. The stuff that we use snaps in and over. Much better product. Got our logo on here, obviously backwards. You can stand up there. It looks right though. All this is all heat welded in here. All heat welded. Everything is. So this is a 60 mil commercial grade TPO. That's what this is. Same product you'll find on a hotel. You'll find on an office building, a library. You got the curb up underneath the AC. We got our brackets on there. There's a piece of counter flashing we put on the front. So as you're traveling in maybe some heavy rain, water's going to want to come down. And when it comes around the cover, I don't want it to try to trickle back. There's a gasket up inside there. So we put this on here so it'll have to go down, and it goes below the counter flashing that I designed, which is right here. So it'll go down below that and run. But this is, they didn't want a TV antenna, so we just put that bullseye on there. If they ever want one, we just drill right there in the center. And we're good to go. And again, put a couple of strikes going across there, here. We also caulked around the inside, around the corners there on both sides. and put a new awning fabric on here as well. So it's about ready to roll. I appreciate you watching. And there, see, it looks better this way when you're coming the other way, don't it? So we also put, you can see September 19th on there. We put the month and the year because, I mean, these are a lot of work to do. We understand that. The last thing I would like to see is that they go to sell this, which we do offer a transferable warranty. But I don't want someone to come up here and try and talk them down and tell them they need to put a new roof on it. And they say, hey, I mean, this thing's only been on here since September 19. You say, so that's why we do it. And also when they come back for the inspections, we can monitor and take a look at it and see how things are performing, and are they performing the way they should. So obviously we know the date that it was installed, and if we have issues, then we can address them with either the manufacturer or whatever we need to do. We've never had to do that, but it's kind of the idea behind it. So I also put a strike along the top of this here that looked a little suspicious. One around the lights, so we went around all those. So again, there's our website, rvroofinstall.com. We appreciate you watching. If you got any questions, you can reach out to us. You can put a comment down here if you're watching on YouTube, or you could also give us a call if you got any questions about your particular coach. Now, just keep in mind, these are not DIY videos. If you do have a DIY question, just put it in the comments, or you can email us. I really don't have time to answer all the ones that we're getting, and we're just a small shop here. It really puts me behind, even if you wouldn't think much of it, but 20-30 minute call with this one and that one and this one and that one, I spend some time on the phone. So we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one. We just flipped that vent cover around. That's all we did. He was on a backwards.